turn out that way, but she came to the fore when she needed to.
Well, over to the men's discus. Hutchings taking his first effort, the world champion back in 2017 in London. He's reigning European champion, the Lithuanian. Oh, very, very fast, fluid. And that's not bad. That looks about 65.5 meters. Not a bad opener at all. Has thrown 68.5 this year. Not yet a member of the 70-meter club. His lifetime best was 3 years ago, 69.59. Waiting for that mark to come up. There you go, 65.57 for Hutchings. Really solid opener.
Well, this it's funny, isn't it? You know, Daniel Stahl is the big star. Here he is, and he's maybe a Swede, but he gets a massive reception in Norway all the time as well. But he's not going to have this all his own way with the tall Kristjan of Slovenia in superb form. But we'll be following the same format in this discus. It will be the final three after 5 rounds, get their chance to decide the actual competition. Solid throw there from Stahl. In fact, more than solid, pretty darn good, that, isn't it? But his dominance might not be there, but never again. You know, when you know somebody who's can produce the big throws when it matters at the big championships, he's always going to be a man to beat. So what a start for him, 67.26 straight into the lead. There's Che, I think he's 6'9", isn't he? Sort of dwarf Stahl, completely different stature.
They're all big fellas. Pettersson here, the only man this year who has beaten Stahl. That was back in May. It was Stahl's one loss of the season. He's won 8 out of 9 competitions. And at the moment he's on top with 67.26, that opener. Now, Pettersson opened with 61.70. That's certainly better, just below 65 meters for the 27-year-old. European Championship finalist back in 2018. Former decathlete, but that's just grew a bit too big for the decathlon. I can't see him getting that round 1,500 meters. 64.62, moves into 3rd place. It's building nice.
There's the big man, Kristjan Che. Well, he threw 71.40, huge throw. Sorry, 70.35, and he backed up with a 70.22 in that occasion. And tonight, well, he's wanting to make sure, first of all, he gets in the top 3. Stahl, we saw 67.26 in the very first round. And Che getting close to that. As I was saying earlier on, he's a huge man. 6'9" in old money, 2 meters 6. 66.01, so that moves him into 2nd place. Starting to look a little bit more confident about being in that final 3. That's the 4th round through there. And next in the circle, Lucas Weiss hiding it.
Yeah, the Austrian champion. World Championship bronze medalist at just over 65 meters. He opened with a 60-meter throw, then a no throw in the 2nd round. Followed that up in round 3 with a 63.5. And that is by far the best of his series. He's beginning to hit his straps, isn't he? Yeah, he likes it. Holds the Austrian national record. He knows it's good. 65.67. Moves from 5th to 3rd. And he'll be fired up for his last couple of rounds. Now he knows he's hitting the big distances. Psychological. Well, the men's discus final 3 then. This is how they got to 1st, 2nd and 3rd, these 3 men. In Weisheidinger, 65.67 in round 4, the best of his first 5 efforts. And the monstrous figure of the Slovenian Kristjan that Steve mentioned, 66-68 coming for him too in round 4. A little bit further than his third round effort. But the favourite, Daniel Stahl, well, in round 5, smacking one out to beyond 68 metres, threatening 70 metres on this occasion. In round 5, Stahl, 68-65. But now they have to start all over again. Weisheidinger will go first, then Che, followed by Stahl. There's the big 3. Gudjus, former world champion, having settled for 4th with 65-57, his opener. We know who the favourite is, but we know Che is perfectly capable of causing an upset. And Weisheidinger on his day hasn't yet thrown 70 metres, knocking on the door of that mark.
Well, the final 3 format is one which we now get those 3 to come up against each other again. They were just pausing there for Kate Grace to do her interview to the crowd. And now we're ready though. Weisheidinger the first to go. So it doesn't matter what they've done before. It's 65-67 or the 68-65 of Stahl. Doesn't matter. It's all about this now, these 3 throws. So if he puts a decent throw out and the other 2 either don't respond or no throws, he could yet win this competition. Not quite choreographed because of the introductions happening elsewhere and interviews elsewhere. He looks ready to go though, doesn't he?
Well, it just cranks up the tension a little bit for these fellas, doesn't it, Steve? Former gymnast is Weisheidinger. We see one of them earlier who was a former decathlete. Once they start focusing on a discipline like this, the power and the bulk become far more desirable factors. And I'm not sure there's much gymnastics equipment that would take this fella's weight and power. So here he goes then. In 3rd place after 5 rounds. He's chasing 66-68 by Che. Or he would have been overall. But now, of course, they start afresh. So what can he do here? The pressure is on in this final round. The top 3, 1 throw each. And that, well, he'll be frustrated with that. That's about a 62-metre effort.
Yeah, he just didn't get the flight right here, did he? He'd give it his all. And I think that's, you know, that's kind of the idea of the final 3, is that you really just go for it. And you're in the final 3, you know that, and you've got a chance perhaps to turn it all around and win it, but you need to just throw everything at it. Technique can sometimes then go out the window. So 61-3, well, that's not really going to put much pressure on the other 2, but at least it's a registered mark.
You get the feeling that Stahl certainly, and Che, I think, can throw that sort of distance very comfortably indeed. But you're right, because you go for it, technical errors creep in. And the pressure of this final 3 format, where the marks from the previous 5 rounds are discarded to decide who is 1st, 2nd and 3rd in this 6th round, really does apply new pressure, psychological pressure for each of these athletes. Che then. 61.03 by Weisheidinger. Looks to have hit that nicely, beautifully flighted. And it's about 66 metres, where he threw 66-68 in round 4. That was his best. So I don't know if it's the best of his series, but it's certainly the best of this final round. 61.03 by Weisheidinger has been surpassed by some 4 or 5 metres. And the gauntlet to some degree, Steve, 65-70 through, thrown down for Stahl.
Absolutely, 65-72, that's not too shabby at all. He's got a touch of the Clark Kent's about him, hasn't he? He sort of wandered in there into the circle, his t-shirt on, and okay, I'll throw this discus. He's a powerful, quick man.
He struggled to find a telephone box to get changed.
That's true, actually. That is true. Yes. Do they have telephone boxes anywhere these days? I suppose they do.
Some people have them at the bottom of their garden.
Well, Stahl now knows what he needs to do to register the victory in this format. 65-72 by the Slovenian, who is the world leader, the Slovenian, let's not forget it. Stahl, has he got something special here to finish this men's discus competition off with? He sends it out. Looks as though it's just stalling again, and literally stalls that one. Shake of the head. Well, that looked as though it came down right on the 65-meter line, which will mean that the Slovenian will take the victory. Let's wait for the measure. You can see there, that's the number one. It looked as though it came down just in front of that, or just behind it, as it were, from his perspective.
It's going to be incredibly tight, almost
Very
identical.
close. 65-72 is the leading throw so far in this final three round. Measuring, waiting. You should see it at the same time we see it. It's taken a little while. Clark Kent certainly looks unruffled. Oh, you can't believe it. Exactly the same, 65-72. And I think, I'm just going to check, the rules are then that the best throw of the two competitors in the previous 5 rounds means that Stahl had the best throw. He will win the competition. He's just asking, have I won? Well, the officials have to check. I'm pretty sure, Tim, that if you throw the same or jump the same in the final 3 format, that it is the throw from the top 5 rounds, the best throw from the two athletes that